So I have forgotten my phone back up in the condo and down here in the workroom. And I said, fuck it, let's do this anyway. Let's record something. It is hello, Ohana, hello, self, hello, cosmos. It's Soul Dr. Nick here. It is 6:53 a.m. on Thursday, March 20th. This is Magic Mirror Work. And yeah, I am feeling not 100%, a little bit of congestion in the nose, heaviness in the head, fatigue, tightness, trouble sleeping. Rested a lot yesterday, and I'm going to rest some more. But I've been listening to Jack Kruse for about the past 3 hours on a podcast. Let me see if I still have it on. I don't. YouTube. Let's see what it was called, just to see. History on the Danny Jones podcast. And who knows when I'll publish this one, because I don't want to seem completely crazy and kooky, and it doesn't sound crazy and kooky at all. Hearing the story of all the different things that have led us to where we are now in the healthcare system, in the SV40 things, in the methylene blue, in the brain surgery, in the industrial military complex, and all this stuff. And just listen to it for the first time. It's like all the breadcrumbs are coming together. And it's funny because I've watched and listened to so much news in different places that it feels funny that it's coming together. And then there's the part of the head that always goes, oh my God, am I just falling for all the conspiracy theories? And then recognizing this is a freaking amazing brain surgeon who's talking about the surgery that he did for 20 hours, removing all the brain fragments from a little girl's brain. I'm like, all right, no, this guy definitely has much more knowledge than I'd expect, has been in many places, not just talking about secondary hearsay, but actually looking at stuff, and has the ability to keep it all together, which is part of his gift. He has a little bit of that photographic mind. And I realized that, yeah, for himself and Jerry Sargent and John DeMartini, are three of the big names that I'm listening to right now. And I was writing to some more, my old teachers, Yvonne and Sky, and listening to Peter Crone and Aubrey Marcus, and Matthias De Stefano and Robert Grant. There's so many white or whitish men. Michael Singer, Wayne Dyer, listen to all these men. And I'm recognizing there's so much learning that can be done when I step outside of the school system, when I step outside the education system, when I step outside of what's supposed to be versus just what is. I'm gonna make this full screen just to see myself, because this is Magic Mirror Work. This actually is a much better mirror actually than my phone, sadly enough, even though I can only imagine what the quality is. And that's okay, because it's not about the quality of the video. Maybe I'll stream even better for YouTube than what my phone will do, which would be hilarious. But I'm recording this because I'm just saying all this stuff initially, and I'm not uploading it right away because I realize I don't need to send everything I do into the multiverse right away. Hearing about how people have died, how there's like turbo cancer, all this stuff, all these terms. And then just recognizing how many games upon games upon games, fuckery upon fuckery upon fuckery. That's what we're realizing as we go through this legal system, as we go through this healthcare system, or this disease care system, as we go through this border system, as we go through this government system, as we go through this election system. It's just, holy crap, what is actually going on? And then noticing people that I love and respect and their relationship with the news cycles, and how torn they are with what's going on, the outrage that's going on, and the non-outrage over things that I'm like, oh my God, like, yeah, the lights, all these blue lights, and noticing the issues. Noticing how search has gotten completely ridiculous, Google. Hearing about all these different patents that are doled out. Hearing about how these vaccines are sent out, and then, yeah, where are the follow-up studies that I would expect to see plastered all over the main news about what's been going on since, as opposed to just, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. And then noticing how there was such resistance and backlash against therapies that have been proven safe, that have been used for a long time, even if they are completely useless. So what? Why are people losing their licenses over this? And I am willing to look at that now. Like, losing your license is a big deal. Losing your license is a big deal. Losing your livelihood is a big deal. Like the people that are forced out of their livelihood, whether they're nurses, healthcare practitioners, everything else, and how this silencing makes such a huge difference, and people may not realize it because they haven't dedicated such crazy amounts of time, energy, and life force into obtaining some kind of healthcare degree, and how much of your identity is tied up in it. Even now, I'm detangling myself from my medical doctor identity. Who am I? Even the soul doctor identity. Do I want to detangle myself from that and just be? And just letting it unfold, not rushing it. I'm noticing as well my own frustration over the messaging regarding Ohana Sage, Soul Immersion, X-Camp. And I'm getting clearer and more direct with people now. And I think that is important. It's important to be direct and then to remind them that you're stepping through the door. Be direct and then remind them you're stepping through the door. As you step through, especially after the first preparatory phase, only you can decide to go through the whole thing. And there will be a second step. And probably along the way, there will be some shorter calls for more clarity. And I'm grateful. I was with the founders last night, and when we use terms, we throw terms around all the time. Like we were saying the word marketing, and Matt was assuming marketing meant this big SEO plan, this big like ad spend plan. I'm not thinking about that at all. I'm just realizing I'm not as clear as I want to be when I talk to people, when I handle objections, when I speak about what I'm up to. I'm up to some cool shit. I'm learning about cool shit. I'm being cool shit. But talking about the cool shit doesn't sound so cool. Lives are changing. Relationships are changing. Business is changing. We're building something completely new and not new at the same time. This is not new. We're not unique. I don't need to be unique. In fact, it's better not to be unique in this way. Replicatable. And I am unique because there's never been a version of me in all the different cosmoverses, multiverses that has had all these experiences. I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom. Today's going to be a wunderbar day. I feel to heal. Everything is a story. I always have a choice. The only constant is change. I do what I love, and I love what I do. And yeah, just so many things. My nose is getting stuffy. I don't know if it's because it's beet juice. I don't know if it's time to back it off. If that's what it's trying to say. My sinus is saying, hey, enough of the juice for right now. I've done enough purging for right now. I want to be outside for the sunrise, and so probably I'm going to go rest up soon. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next in this lifetime. I do know that we're going to be changing the way we live our lives very soon. And I look forward to the support and the guidance and the wisdom. I look forward to the abundance that wants to flow through. I am open to more and more creativity, clarity of visions, working on the visions, clarity of the work. And I'm looking forward to more connections with people that really matter, that can advance our care, our health, our energy, our vitality, and stepping outside of the normal medical paradigm, the normal disease paradigm that wants to keep us low vibration, low dopamine, dulled up, doped up in a way. And noticing whenever I'm feeling dopey, what do I want to do to shift that? How do I want to shift that? How do I get outside more? How do I get more aliveness into me again? And part of that is bringing back my own physicality is probably higher on the priority list than I can imagine. And how do I bring up that value again? Because there's a part of me that is lacking a little bit of that vitality, a little bit of that go, and being that leading charge for the family. Not to push them, but to guide myself to where I want to be. Remembering that probably one meal a day is more than enough, but concentrating some of this juice down, figuring out different ways to live. Yeah, there's something my body's trying to tell me, and I'm going to try to listen to it. Is there anything else that I want to say? Just, it sounds so crazy, but I'm really grateful for my beloved. She keeps picking up things and bringing them into our lives that matter. Whether it was the Rule 1 investing, whether it was the cryptocurrencies, whether it was the, what else has she brought in? Whether it was the medicine, whether it was this now Jack Cruz, and then I bring things into her life, like Jerry Sargent, and she's brought things into my life, like just finally saying yes to Elizabeth, or saying yes to Sarah Sophia, or saying yes to Yvonne and Lana, or saying yes to Cam. Like there's all these people we keep introducing things, we keep supporting each other. And then how do we find our own spark, our own vitality again? How do I find my own Kundalini energy again and keep pumping it up, keep charging it up, and keep noticing what's serving me and what's not serving me? All right, let's leave it for now. Let's not push today. Ciao for now. If I can find this cursor, there we go.